having any audio.
Yep, here we go.
Okay.
We're live. So. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and call this meeting of the Sioux Falls Planning Commission to order. Gavel us in here quick. We were having some technical difficulties, it sounds like, with our initial meeting intro, if you will. So a couple things I'll go over real quick for everyone's benefit. Number one, we look forward to hearing from you all this evening. So any items you wish to come forward and speak on this evening, we certainly look forward to that input. When you do, we'd like you to keep your comments to 5 minutes at the most, just to allow time for everyone to speak. And also, at that time, if you can just present on new topics, new subject matter, we're certainly going to keep tabs on all the items that get raised this evening. And that way we won't have to go back and backtrack over what we've already heard from and then already discussed. Also, one last thing, please be sure to silence your cell phones just as a courtesy for everyone, and we can go ahead then and get started. Right now, Tamara, if you'd be so kind as to roll through the consent agenda items, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Item 1A, Planning Commission briefing on Tuesday, July 5th, 2022. 1B, Planning Commission meeting on Wednesday, July 6th, 2022. 2A, petition REZ 016712-2022, rezoning from the C3 Community Commercial District to the LW Live Work District located at 100 East 85th Street.
Hey, Tamara, we have a couple of people that need to recuse themselves real quick before you read
Okay.
it. Sorry about that.
Sorry.
Mr. Chair, I have to recuse myself for items E, F, K, and L.
Very good. And just for future reference, we do that before we even start reading the items. Okay, very good.
Mr. Chair, I have to recuse myself from item A and H.
Excellent, thank you. Those two commissioners are recusing themselves, then we'll resume or restart, whichever is deemed best, the reading of the consent agenda items.
Do you want me to restart, Jason, or go on? Okay, item 2B, petition rezone 016752-2022, rezoning from the RD1 Twin Home Duplex Residential Suburban District to the RT1 Single Family Residential Traditional District located at 704 West 28th Street. Item 2C, petition rezone 016753-2022, rezoning from the S1 General Institutional District to the RT1 Single Family Residential Traditional District located at 1600 West 7th Street. Item 2D, petition rezone 016786-2022, rezoning from the AG Agricultural District to the RD1 Twin Home Duplex Residential Suburban District located north of West Broke Drive and east of South Lana Drive. Item 2E, petition rezone 016797-2022, rezoning from the AG Agricultural I-1 Light Industrial Districts to the CN Conservation and I-1 Light Industrial Districts located north of East Benson Road and east of I-229. Item 2F, petition rezone 016807-2022, rezoning from the AG Agricultural Districts to the RS Single Family Residential Suburban, RD1 Twin Home Duplex Residential Suburban, and LW Live Work Districts located at 4101 South Ellis Road. Item 2G, petition rezone 016813-2022, rezoning from the RS Single Family Residential Suburban District to the RD2 Townhome Residential Suburban District located south of East 69th Street and west of South Tanner Avenue. Item 2H, petition conditional use 0166862022, conditional use permit requesting a drive-through window at a retail business in the RE1 form located at 7700 West 41st Street. Item 2I, petition conditional use 016812-2022, conditional use permit for a car wash within 250 feet of a DD form located at 5701 East 41st Street. Item 2J, petition PUD 01634-2022, planned unit development initial development plan, amendment to the signage plan for the Sanford Sports Complex located at 3200 North Westport Avenue. Item 2K, petition PUD 016738-2022, planned unit development initial development plan, amendment for Avera South Campus located at 6600 South Louise Avenue. Item 2L, petition Sub P 0168012022, preliminary subdivision plan for Lammers Addition located at 4101 South Ellis Road.
Very good. Thank you, Tamara. I know from staff reporting that item 2I is going to be one item to move to the regular agenda. At this time, commissioners, are there any other items that anyone on the commission would like to see on the regular agenda? City staff, are there any other items that you have seen that need to be considered for the regular agenda, except for 2I? Is there anyone here in the public tonight in the audience that would like to have any of the items that were read moved from the consent agenda to the regular agenda for additional debate and discussion? Seeing none then, I will look for commissioner action to approve the consent agenda.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda items.
I'll second.
We have a motion and a second on the consent agenda. Now I would like to have a motion to amend the consent agenda, moving item 2I to the regular agenda.
So moved.
A second.
So moved in a second on the amended agenda. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of amending the consent agenda to move item 2I to the regular agenda, please signify by saying yes.
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 All opposed, same sign. The amendment is approved, and now we'll move on to approve the consent agenda as amended. Any further discussion on that? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the amended consent agenda, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
All opposed, same sign. The consent agenda as amended is approved. We can wait for our distinguished members to return from their sabbatical. If anyone in the audience was here for any of the items on the consent agenda, with the exception of item 2I, you're free to leave at this time, but certainly welcome to stay for the rest of the meeting. Very good. Now at this time, we'll look to, I'll look for a motion to approve the regular agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the regular agenda.
Second.
Any further discussion? A motion and a second to approve. All those in favor signify by saying yes.
Yes. Yes.
All opposed, same sign. Regular agenda is approved. Tamara.
Item 5, regular agenda petitions, 2I, which has been moved, was CU 016812-2022, conditional use permit for a car wash within 250 feet of a DD farm located at 5701 East 41st Street.
Good evening, Planning Commissioners. Kristen Bennett from the City Planning Office. This request is for a conditional use permit, which will be within 250 feet of a DD single-family residential form. The applicant is Bill Arsenault of Mays Company. The owner is KG Store 640 LLC. The site is located at 5701 East 41st Street, which is south of East 41st Street and west of Veterans Parkway. There we go. There, it's up there. Initially, there was no staff recommendation included, as staff was waiting to hear if there would be any feedback from the neighborhood letters that were sent out. The staff did not receive any comments, so at this point, staff recommendation is for approval. I will gladly take any questions on the site that you have.
Commissioners, are there any questions for staff on item 2I? Very good, thank you. As the petitioner here this evening. Good evening. If you could state your name and address for the record.
Yeah, my name is Bill Arsenault. My address is 1704 Forest Bend Lane in Keller, Texas.
Very good.
So
Anything to add about your project or anything to tell us about it?
no, I work for Mays & Company. The client that we're for the car wash is Zips Car Wash. We're both headquartered in the Dallas area. And Zips is a unique company. I think they're the largest car wash in the country. But most of it was done through acquisitions, and now they're going through and actually doing build-to-suit, from freestanding buildings. And I know when I was working with planning, that site I just thought was really a nice piece of property. And the biggest concern obviously was their houses to the north, but it's across the street and their backs faces. And we orientated the car wash so it wouldn't impact the residences. And the Zips car wash is totally automated. So they don't wash off your car before you go in. It's all automated and runs down through a belt. And a lot of car washes are starting to do this, but they actually sell like a monthly membership so that you can go as many times as you want, which would be nice in the wintertime because of the salts and things like that on the roads. But I'm assuming you have salt in the road. I grew up in Spokane, Washington. We had salt. So I don't, if you had any questions or anything,
Commissioners, any questions for the applicant or applicant's representative?
Thank you.
Oh, very good. We may have you come back up if there's any questions that come from the public, so appreciate that. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak regarding this item? Seeing none, we'll close the floor then for public input at this time and look for commissioner action.
Mr. Chair, I'll make a motion to approve item 2I.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve item 2I. Any discussion, commissioners? Hearing none. Oh, Commissioner
Well,
Urban?
Yes, thank you. In this case, this seems like a decent use for this particular piece of property. It is in a semi-commercial corridor with B&G right next door and some other things in that neighborhood. And just adjacent to Harmondon, pretty consistent traffic flows through there. So it seems to be a good fit for this particular piece of property. So I'm in support.
Very good, thank you. Any other discussion?
Mr. Chair, I'll just add that I think it fits with a little bit of the precedent that we've set to approve of this. I know about a year or so ago, we approved of one of these on Minnesota Avenue. It's probably closer to residential as well. And this is at least across the street. So for that reason, I'll be voting in favor of this.
Very good, thank you, Commissioner. Any other discussion?
Mr. Chair, I'll be in support of it as well. I appreciate the applicant designing it to have the vacuums that away from the residential to be cognizant of that. So appreciate that. So I'll be in support.
Very good, thank you, Commissioner. Any other comments, discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of item 2I, please signify by saying yes.
Yes.
All opposed, same sign. Item 2I is approved. Next item on the agenda, public input on any non-agenda items. Audience members, this is a time if there is any items that were not on the agenda and you would like to speak on, this is your opportunity for a 5-minute window for that. Any public input on non-agenda items? Seeing none, I'll close the floor to public input on non-agenda items. Is there any additional business, new business for the commission? New business? Oh, very good. Just one moment here. Okay, very good. We'll close the floor to public input on we have no additional new business at this point, then I will look for a motion to adjourn.
Motion adjourn?
Second.
Motion to adjourn in a second. We are adjourned. Making a great night, Sioux Falls.